Hello investors and welcome back to Just Randy Stocks. During this video I want to talk about the billionaire space race between Bezos and Branson. So we've got a few catalysts that are coming up. This Sunday, the first person supposed to take off to space, which should be pretty exciting. And this type of news typically sends some particular stocks off and running. And that's what I expect to happen this week. So the first person to take off this week is Branson. And then next week on the 20th, Bezos is supposed to take off to space. So, of course, we don't know what's going to happen. I think a lot of people are expecting it to be a safe flight, but there's always some risk. So I want to talk about one stock in particular that I believe is under the radar that I want to put in your visibility that you should take into strong consideration because of another catalyst with that stock. So not only do I believe everything that's happening with the space race is causing some catalysts in some of these space stocks, but as many catalysts as you can get. And you definitely want to get to this before it becomes news because some of this stuff is already taken off. So at the end of the video, I also want to cover very briefly the most active small cap stocks. I want you to be able to know how this is just one way. How do you find them? And then most bought by activist hedge funds. You can search for it that way. What type of trends can we see by what they're buying? And then most active penny stocks. And why are they on this list? So 3 different ways of searching for this so that way you can do your own research and find something that you might want to invest in. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. I think you're really going to like this video. So the high stakes of Branson and Bezos race to space and what makes it high stakes, why does it matter? Accidents or errors on these high profile flights from Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin could derail their plans and possibly affect other plans for commercial space tourism and travel. Now the driving news, those 2 dates like we talked about, July 11th, you see, I don't like the word push, but it says last week Virgin Galactic announced that it would push to fly Branson and others on a fully crewed flight test on July 11th, just ahead of Blue Origin's first flight with Bezos scheduled for July 20th. So we've got those 2 catalysts there, and this is the stock play that I actually wanted to talk about, and it's not related to either one of those. It is the space infrastructure conglomerate RedWire, and they're supposed to go public via SPAC, and I believe that date hasn't been completely confirmed yet, but tomorrow, July 9th, they have an analyst day. So RedWire, formed last year by private equity firm AE Industrial Partners, is merging with special purpose acquisition company Genesis Park, which trades under ticker GNPK. The deal is expected to close by the end of the second quarter, with the merger resulting in RedWire listing on the New York Stock Exchange. So that's what we're talking about here. And I want you to be able to go to the investor presentation March 2021. So if you go on YouTube, you can search for GNPK, SPAC, and RedWire investor presentation March 2021. And I made it about halfway through this. I was absolutely convinced, and we'll talk a little bit on why. So you can download these slides yourself to go through that presentation and listen to that call, which goes through these slides in more detail than I'm going to cover because I want to get this video out. So genesis-park.com, you're going to be able to find this investor presentation. And, there's so many positives in here. It's just insane. So as you scroll through the presentation, the first thing that I want to tell you is this company has been operating for more than 50 years, and it is profitable already. So there are just a lot of positives. They have a strong leadership team. And then if you scroll down here, it shows you that they're focused in the infrastructure that enables nearly every space mission. So regardless if it's SpaceX or Origin or Virgin Galactic, they are involved in nearly every space mission. So you can see They do everything from spacecraft technology to build and assemble itself, 3D printing tools, optic fiber manufactured in space. I mean, the list just goes on and on. This slide right here is what I really want to bring to your attention. So not only do they have an estimated or current revenue of 163 million for 2021 estimated revenue, but they have a contract backlog of 150 million, and they're projecting their revenue out to be 1.5 billion by 2025. So a lot of positives. And if I scroll down, there's this slide that does a comparison that I really like. So I want to go all the way down to the comparison slide where they're aligned with their competitors, and it shows some of the differences on why they are a pick over their competitors. So it's down here quite far, but on slide 39, it has RedWire highlighted with their 2021 estimated revenue. And you can see down here, first year of positive cash flow. So currently cash flow positive. And then the rest of these companies are estimating the earliest is 2023 to be cash flow positive. You've got Virgin Galactic, you've got Desktop Metal, on and on, Astra. So, I mean, this slide should really grab your attention. So I want to take a look at it. I want to take a look in the last year and just see what the price action has been. And what I noticed is it hasn't been moving all that much. So you could see it peaked at what, 11.44 and is dropped down to $9.84, a little more than that, $9.80, and we're currently sitting in the last week, on a, I would say, relatively flat trend. So I expect to see an increase in this stock once it gets back on people's radar. I believe people have been talking about this back in March, and then now I expect it to start picking up, I think tomorrow with this analyst day. So July 9th, or we should say today, I believe that's what we're going to see. So let's take a look at some of the other prices that were in that presentation on slide 39. So first off, Virgin Galactic, $44. We've got Desktop Metal sitting at $10.32 with an analyst price target of average $16.50, a low of $11, and it's sitting at $10.32. I wouldn't be surprised if Desktop Metal, given these successful flights, also gets a boost. We've got SRAC sitting at $13.58, and Astra Space, which is another very popular one that's gaining some traction online, popularity, big buys happening with this, sitting at $13.60. So Genesis Park is sitting at $10.46 right now, $10.46, and if this dips tomorrow morning, I would be surprised. With this analyst day coming up, I would trade options on this, and they are not expensive right now. You want to get ahead of these before the merger, the SPAC merger date, and I would suggest getting something for the end of the year, just seeing the price of these February 18th, 2022. You could look at these, $148 per. Will it be up over $12.50? Absolutely, by the end of the year. I believe it potentially could be up. Now, it depends on these flights, right? If the flights go bad, it could be derailed, but I still see this company doing well, just given that they have been in operation for, the last 50 years, and they've got 150 million of contract backlog. So satellites still have to go up, things still have to happen in space. I still see them being successful. So that's what I would go with. Let's check out the volume just out of curiosity here. So no volume. Open interest. I mean, you're probably going to have to hold on to this one. But if you're going out this late, let's see what it looks like for the SPAC merger. So, yep, look at that. So people are expecting the SPAC merger to run this up. So people are looking a little bit shorter, but look at the volume and the open interest. In the estimated time frame for the merger being completed, people are expecting there's a 23% chance of this happening. Implied volatility is 60. but you can see there's nobody buying at the end of the year. So maybe you want to go with August 20th. I think it's safe to go with February 18th. But check this out, the price, right? I mean, $28 per contract. You could get what, 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, you could go 5 times the amount on playing it a little sooner, which I think could be a better play. Maybe you want to play it sooner, so you've got that option available to you. All right, the last thing I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about how do we get these most active small cap stocks. And so all you do is you just search for it, right? So most active penny stocks, hedge funds. I'm just going to plug it in here. I've got these on my other screen. So if you paste it in here on the Yahoo Finance page, you're going to see a whole list of these comes up. So you can click on this. Let's just go most active penny stocks, right? And see what it says and maybe make some sense out of what it's saying. And the first one that pops up is SNDL. You can click on these by volume, and I've got a strong position in SNDL. It went down to 83 cents, I believe, yesterday, and then ran up today, or I think it may have went down to 83 cents today. But at some point, it hit an 83 cent mark, and now it's sitting at 95.8. AMC, GameStop, I believe some of those people may come over to SNDL, and there's still the federal regulation that could happen with this. So let's take a look at the most active small cap stocks. That's the next thing I want to take a look at, because I want to talk with you about what we might see here. So why are these small cap stocks so active? Let's paste it in here. Watch it pop up and then click on it. So most active small cap stocks is the next thing that I want to look at. So these are the most active, and you can click on volume if you want to see who had the most volume, and then just scroll down and see if you can make any sense as to why they are active. Is it a certain industry? Can we make any kind of speculation? And if you look here, the first thing that I see is that there's some energy stocks here, Data Storage Corporation, and MRIN has been very popular because it's like heavily shorted. So another thing you can look for is most bought by activist hedge funds. And if you put that in there, you can do some filtering, and let's see if we can make some sense out of what is in here. So the first thing I'd want to filter on is the volume. Let's see what volume is, and we also want to look at price. So I'm going to click on volume. So we've got the most volume is 23 million, and you can see Uber Technologies. So Uber Technologies, maybe they believe that there's going to be an uptick in Uber, as far as people using the app and things getting back to normal. We've got the Rocket companies play. We've got PaySafe. We've got energy plays here that you could see. And with the reopening, you could say that some of these potentially are things you want to look a little further into. So last thing I wanted to say was, in this view before, when I had this up, it had the 52-week range that was listed over here on the right-hand side, but right now I'm getting advertisements popping up on the right-hand side of my screen, so I can't share that with you. But it would have about 25 or 30 of these symbols listed with the range, so you could click on the last listed price. So obviously I want to go for a low price, and then look at the 52-week range on the right-hand side of the screen, which you can't see right now, and look for opportunities where it's on the lower end of the 52-week range, and then click in and do my due diligence and say, look, we've got volume, we've got a low price, it's at the low end of the 52-week range. Is there a buying opportunity here? That's a way to, find some of these on your own. I hope this was helpful, and that's the last thing I have for you. So good luck tomorrow, good luck the rest of this week with your trading, and I'll see you in the next video.